For anyone to actually think that it's okay for this cop, police officer, to do what he did to that teenage girl needs to rethink their position. Teenagers are teenagers. They're impulsive. Why do you think that people are called adult children of alcoholics? Because even though they're adults, they're still children in their mind. They never had the opportunity to grow up and to learn how to act in a way that prevents other people from taking advantage of them, how to control their anger, how to create businesses or be able to work or do the things that they need to do in a consistent manner that will help them to survive in this society. All she did was toss her shoe. I don't care if he's a police officer. What gives a police officer the right to beat somebody just because a shoe hit them? If your teenager tossed their shoe and it hit you, do you get to knee them in the stomach and then grab them by their hair and slam their face into a wall and then still holding them by their hair, yank them to the ground, pulling out half their hair, jump on top of them and punch them in the back of the head? Do you get to do that to your teenagers? What would happen if that were a parent? What would happen if that had been on Super Nanny? Huh? If your teenager had tossed their shoe and it hit you in the leg, oh boo hoo. And you did to your teenager what that police officer did to that girl. CPS would take your child and you would go to jail. Just because people are police officers does not give them the right to abuse other people, especially children who are spontaneous. He was calling her, "You people steal things." He was making racist remarks to a teenager. All she did was take off her shoe. She didn't purposefully hit him. She was already upset at the situation. She was being charged with something that she didn't do. They borrowed her friend's mother's car without permission. That's not the same thing as Grand Theft Auto. That's not the same thing as stealing. Borrowing without asking. Are you telling me that you've never borrowed something from somebody without asking? From your family? Knowing you were going to give it back? So they borrowed the car without asking. They should have called the parents and said, "Did you know?" But they didn't do that. They're trying to charge him with stealing. That's Malika Calhoun. And now the Seattle Police Department are trying to link the march for Malika Calhoun that we had here in Seattle, Washington, against police brutality with Revolution Books, the ones who are trying to stand up for Malika. The cop that grabbed her by her hair, threw her up against the wall, threw her on the ground, punched her in the back of the head, and kneed her in the stomach, got fired. He's trying to get his job back, and even if he's found guilty of his little misdemeanor assault, he does no jail time, and he gets to work in another precinct to do it to your child or to you, because people get falsely arrested all the time. If you think you can't get falsely arrested, think again. What this officer did to this girl is felony assault. That shoe barely touched him. I can't believe that anybody would think that what he did to her was okay. Seattle police officers are known for their aggressive behavior. They are. They did it to me. They hurt me real bad. You know what else they do in Seattle? They rip off your clothes and they put you in freezing cold rooms. They lock you down for nothing. They make you eat a bologna sandwich every single day. Every day, that's your lunch. They don't give you enough food, and you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. And court appointed attorneys, they don't help you. You might think they do. You might think that you believe in due process. But when you get falsely arrested, you're going to see. It's easy now for you to say, well, she shouldn't have tossed her shoe. Well, due process. Oh well, oh well, oh well. But when it becomes you, your whole attitude changes. That's the truth. Because I used to think that way too. I used to think, well, don't get yourself in there. Until I found out that you don't get yourself in there. You get falsely accused. And even if you do something that gets you in there, the punishment is outrageous. There's no such thing as justice. I'm going to bring you to justice. And what is that? I'm going to bring you to justice. One of these days, God is going to bring you to justice.